Okay, we've got a first alert status today until 5 o'clock, as long as we've got a red flag warning. And just to give you the overview on this, because for a lot of us, it's not terribly windy. For some of those interior valleys this morning, you are seeing gusts up to the 20, 30 mile an hour range at times. But for the rest of us, it's a fairly quiet morning. So let me visualize why this is a first alert day and why we've got red flag warnings in the mountains. Look at the dry air that has streamed down from the northeast into the Bay Area. And this brings us ahead now to this morning. You can actually see the dry air getting pushed offshore. Let me bring on the streamlines here. Those are offshore winds, taking that dry air and pushing it offshore, and you can actually see the humidity levels plummeting even out over the water from this. That's what we've got, and right now, as we go through these kind of early hours of Sunday morning, is when we're feeling the most intense effects of this. So the red flag warning in place until 5 o'clock. And we looked at this at the top of the newscast. The wind advisory stays in effect until 5 o'clock as well. And if we put the forecast on here for wind speeds, we'll see the intensity either remain constant, in other words, where it is right now, kind of at peak wind gusts for those North Bay Mountains in particular and the East Bay Hills. And it'll stay this way through the next few hours. Once we get to like late morning, you see the gusts on Mount St. Helena by 11 o'clock are still going in the 30s. But for the most part, it's fairly mild everywhere else. Maybe a bit gusty near the water for some communities, but most of us don't have a terribly windy day. And once we get to 5 o'clock, look at the wind speeds really fall off and really calm down. And by the time we get to 5 o'clock, the red flag warning is over. And by that point, we're also out of first alert status. The temperatures are just fine in this scenario. If we take a look at the daytime highs on here, we're going to go back up into the mid-70s today for North Bay valleys, low to mid-70s, pretty much Bay Area wide. It's a little bit warmer in the city today because there is a little bit more of an offshore influence, and that does tend to warm things up. Look at the beaches. Look at Half Moon Bay or Pacifica going to 71. So there's a little bit of a positive note to this, at least in terms of warmer weather along the coast. But we've got to get through 5 o'clock before we're done with the bigger concern from a fire weather standpoint. Now, as the 7-day forecast shows us, it's just today with this red flag warning. Things are going to quiet down over the rest of the 7-day forecast. There is a 10 to 20% chance of rain as we get to Thursday and Friday. It doesn't look significant, but it's still a small enough chance to start increasing the cloud cover by the time we get back there. And if anything changes, we'll let you know. But look at the daytime highs here, really not budging. Look at the numbers going into the upper 70s, in fact. And San Jose, your number was up on that last page. You're going to be near 80 by the time we get to Wednesday. And then we'll gradually cool things down a bit as we head towards the weekend with that next system threatening, at this point, just about a 10% chance of some light rain.